Jasper Tidehunter and the Parrot Key's Brave Adventure. In the heart of a busy seaside town, where the fresh sea air danced with the giggles of children, lived a young boy named Jasper Tidehunter. With sandy hair that shined like the golden shore and ocean blue eyes showing the endlessness of the sea, he was ready for an adventure. Jasper's freckled nose would screw up with happiness as he played pirates with his friends, his heart as wide and free as the big blue sky above. Yet, in the quiet of the night, Jasper faced a problem, a secret that he kept to himself like a buried treasure. Sometimes, when the moon was high and the stars twinkled like hints to a secret place, Jasper would find his bedclothes damp and his dreams of sailing the wide seas interrupted by a small wave that told him of his troubles. This issue, like a tough knot in a sailor's rope, was something Jasper hoped would go away with all his might. Perched on the windowsill, a smart and colorful friend named Tiki watched over Jasper. This chatty parrot, with feathers showing every color of a tropical sunrise, had sharp eyes that saw everything. "You're not alone, Jasper," Tiki would shout with a voice as bright as his feathers. "Lots of young explorers feel like you, and just like them, you'll find your way." Jasper would nod, feeling better by the parrot's kind words. "Maybe one day I can be free of this, like the other kids," he thought, with a spark of hope in his eyes. Tiki flew down, sitting next to Jasper. "I once met a young dolphin who felt just like you," Tiki started, his voice flowing like the waves. But she found out that with a bit of bravery and some laughter, she could play on the water without a single worry. The mysterious brass key. Jasper's eyes shone bright with excitement. He really wanted to join sleepovers and tell ghost stories under a tent made of blankets, without the fear of waking to a cold, wet reminder of his nighttime problem. "I know I can make this better," he'd whisper to himself, his heart filled with hope. One sunny afternoon, as Jasper and Tiki wandered through the old wooden docks, they found an object half hidden in the sand, a brass key, worn by time, with a handle shaped like a parrot. As Jasper cleaned off the grains of sand, the key seemed to sing an old tune. Carved on its surface was a puzzle that talked about a legendary treasure hidden on a secret island, a treasure that could hold the answer to Jasper's private struggle. This adventure could change everything, Jasper thought, his heart beating fast with a mix of thrill and nervousness. As they worked out the puzzle, Tiki shouted, "It says here that if we don't find the treasure, the seas will grow quiet and the giggles of children will go away." The importance of their mission settled around them like a soft mist. A voyage across sparkling seas. With the key in his pocket and Tiki at his side, Jasper set off on a journey across shining seas and under skies that looked like fluffy pink candy. They sailed on a boat with sails that were as white as fluffy clouds, the waves cheering them on with every splash against the boat's side. Jasper and Tiki shared stories of brave pirates and sang songs that spread across the water. "Why do pirates like going to art class?" Tiki laughed, bursting into a fit of giggles. "Because they love to draw their art!" Jasper chuckled, feeling the warmth of their friendship like a snug blanket around him. "Will I find what I'm looking for on this island?" he wondered, hope turning inside him like a calm wave. The hidden cove's secret. As they got closer to the shore, the key started to shine with a gentle golden light, leading them to a secret cove where the glittering sands whispered secrets to the palm trees. There, at the world's edge, Jasper and Tiki stood, with the key telling them to go on an adventure that promised not just treasure, but a chance for Jasper to greet the morning sun without a speck of worry. And so, with brave hearts and the highest spirits, they moved into the unknown, ready to find out what awaited them. Whispering palms and sea glass. As Jasper Tidehunter and Tiki stepped onto the shimmering sands of the secret cove, their hearts pounded like an old drum, calling them to adventure. The brass key in Jasper's pocket felt warm, shining like a guide in the soft light of the cove. They looked at one another, nodding without words, ready to discover the secrets waiting for them. The first place they went to was a group of palm trees that whispered to the wind. What stories are they sharing? Jasper thought, his mind filled with images of pirates and buried treasure. Tiki sang, "The trees say to search under the X that marks the spot." And so, with spades in hand, they dug through the soft sand until they found a box, not with gold inside, but with colorful sea glass. "Each bit is a memory of the sea," Tiki told him, "and they hold the power to show your bravest self." Jasper held a blue bit up to the sun, and it shone like his ocean blue eyes. "I can be brave," he said, the words like magic making him feel strong inside. Challenges and riddles. Suddenly they heard a tough voice. "Those treasures be mine." It was Pincher, the cross old crab, rushing towards them with his claws snapping. "You can't have my memories," he said loudly. But Jasper stood up tall, holding the sea glass. "These memories are to share, and you can't scare me, Pincher," he said, his voice steady. The crab stopped, surprised by the young boy's braveness, and then, with a nod, he moved back, letting them keep the sea glass. As the sun went lower, throwing shades of orange and pink over the sky, a friendly dolphin appeared, offering them a ride to their next spot. They climbed on her back, and with a big splash, they were taken quickly to a lagoon that shone with lights from tiny sea creatures. The second spot was even more magical, with the water all around them glowing. "It's like a sea full of stars," Jasper said softly, his heart full of amazement. Tiki agreed, "Here we must find the bravery to swim through the darkest parts to get to the light." A group of fish swam past, each one carrying a puzzle. "Answer our question, and the way will be clear," they sang all together. The puzzle was a brain teaser, and Jasper felt a flutter of worry. Can I really do this? But he focused on the words, and with Tiki's help, they solved it. "Friendship," Jasper said, and the fish moved out of the way, revealing a tunnel that led to the other side of the lagoon. With new confidence, Jasper dived into the water, Tiki right behind. They swam through the tunnel, guided by the glowing light, until they came to an open area where water from a waterfall dropped down. The sound was joyful, and Jasper felt a surge of happiness, the heart of the ocean's gift. Then, from the mist of the waterfall, a magical mermaid appeared, with a tail showing all the colors of the rainbow. "The next part of your task is in the heart of the ocean," she sang, pointing towards a coral reef. "But be careful, because Pincher watches over that place." Their third journey took them deeper into the sea, where the coral reef was a maze of colors and shapes. Jasper and Tiki made their way through, blocked by Pincher, who was huge among the coral. "This reef is my kingdom, and you are not allowed to pass," Pincher said with a growl. Jasper felt a moment of fear, but then he thought about the sea glass and the puzzle of the fish. "The ocean is for everyone, and with kindness, we can all enjoy its beauty," he said bravely. Pincher's eyes got soft, and for a second, he seemed less cross. "Maybe you're right, young pirate," he said, moving aside so they could go on. As they swam through the reef, the brass key started to change, with its parrot handle coming to life and flapping its wings. "We're close to the treasure," Tiki shouted, his voice filled with excitement. They reached a shipwreck, the final place, with its mast coming out of the water like a marker. The key showed them to the captain's room, where a box waited, locked tight. "The treasure must be in there," Jasper said, feeling his heart beat fast. He took the brass key, alive with the spirit of adventure, and put it in the lock. With a turn, the box opened, and inside was not gold, but a mirror. Jasper looked in the mirror, expecting to see his face, but instead, he saw himself standing proud and brave, a true pirate captain. "The real treasure is the courage you found inside," Tiki said with pride. The mirror shone, and the image of Jasper's confident self stepped out, joining with him. Jasper felt strong, and he knew that his nighttime trouble was no longer scary. He had faced a cross crab, solved puzzles, and swam through the heart of the ocean. He could do anything. With the task done, the brass key went back to how it was, its light fading to a comfortable glow. As they left the shipwreck, a gentle stream took them back to the cove, where the palm trees moved as if saying, "Well done." Jasper looked at the key, now just a key again, and smiled. He had found a treasure much better than any chest of gold. He had found the key to his own bravery, Jasper's newfound courage. And so, as the moon got high and the stars started to sparkle, Jasper, Tidehunter, and Tiki went back to the docks, their hearts light and their souls free. The adventure has ended, but for Jasper, a new beginning was starting, one where every night was a chance to dream of the wide seas and pirate adventures without a scrap of worry. As the moonlit waves said goodbye, Jasper, Tidehunter, and his feathered friend Tiki made their way home, their boat moving gently on the calm sea. The key, once shining with adventure, now rested quietly in Jasper's pocket, a memory of the bravery he'd discovered. "Hey, Tiki, which letter is a pirate's favorite?" Jasper asked with a little sparkle in his eye. "Ah, but my true love is the sea." Tiki laughed, bursting into a laugh that filled the sky with color. Their chuckles filled the night, as stars above smiled down at them. The sight of the seaside town getting closer made Jasper's heart warm. The docks were peaceful, the wooden boards carrying whispers of the day's activity, and the thick sea air embraced them like an old friend. As they stepped onto land, Jasper felt different. Things will be all right now, he thought. His nights of trouble were like a faraway storm that was gone, leaving blue skies. Tiki flew up to Jasper's shoulder, snuggling against his face. "You did it, Jasper! You're as brave as the strongest pirate who has ever sailed these waters." Jasper's nights were now a place of peace, with no more waves of worry. If ever his thoughts tried to take him back to that old fear, he'd think of the glittering mirror and the strength it showed. He now knew that the bravest treasure was always inside him. The next day, Jasper joined his mates for a night under the stars. There was a tiny twinkle in his belly like a butterfly ready to fly, but he beamed, remembering the sea glass and the puzzles he'd figured out. "I can be brave," he said to himself, his voice a gentle spell. He told his mates about his adventure, speaking as firmly as a ship's captain. He shared laughs and played, and as nighttime came, he got cozy in his sleeping bag, the soft cloth feeling like the gentle waves of the sea. His friends were amazed by his stories, and Jasper felt proud. Life for Jasper became an exciting trip full of discoveries. With Tiki by his side, every day brought new happiness. They'd race the sun, share jokes with the gulls, and even help the fishermen clear their nets. One bright morning, Jasper met a little girl who had the same worry he once had. Her eyes were filled with fear, and her smile was hidden like a treasure yet to be found. "I used to feel just like you," Jasper said softly. "But I learned that there's a brave pirate inside me, and there's a brave adventurer inside you, too." He showed her the sea glass, with its colors like a promise. "When you're scared, remember, you can be brave," he said, his voice like the soothing sound of the sea. The girl nodded, her eyes shining with new hope. Jasper knew he had passed on a part of his treasure, the kind that gets better when you share it. As Jasper grew, his dreams soared like birds in the sky. He thought about sailing to far-off places, finding wonders no one had seen before. Maybe I'll become a great explorer, or a caring captain, he wondered, his future as limitless as the ocean he adored. With each new morning, Jasper Tidehunter looked forward to amazing adventures and the chance to give away his brave heart to the world.